Hello printer community, I'm Chris, back again. This will be video number 2, I guess, ever for me. Today I'll be talking about some issues that I found with this extruder, and also about what fixed my under extrusion issues that I was having with my A10m. Well, I played with a bunch of settings in Cura, leveled the bed, changed nozzles, changed through the 14 different kinds and colors of filament that I have, and nothing would change until I come to realize by looking at the machine that these have an adjustable tension spring, unlike my first machine that I got used to, which would be the Ender 3 Pro. There's no adjustments on that extruder whatsoever, other than printing clips and putting spacers. This one here is adjustable. I didn't pay attention to that, and it must not have been very, I don't know, must not have had very much tension from the factory. Let's just say that, because as soon as I screwed this little bugger in about, I don't know, 5 to 6 full turns from fully open, like right now it's fully open, so the nut would be all the way against the back of the screw head. You keep screwing it, that adds more tension, more tension. Well, if you were to do that 6 full turns on a screwdriver or an Allen key, that's what it took to fix my extrusion issue. Well, I got an easier way around that, and what I'm going to do will essentially make this thing pre-tensioned like the Ender, and it won't have this. Sure, you could just screw it in this about 5 to 6 turns and do it that way, but this video is going to involve 2mm Allen key, 2.5mm Allen key, and a little wrench just to pop this bugger up just in case the bearings are on all tight. So we'll go here, we'll grab some tools and quickly take it apart. I pre-loosened the bolts ahead of time so they wouldn't give me any issues in the beginning of the video. This is also, I don't know why, but I always put it back here. This is where this little black washer comes from. In mine anyways, right here in the corner underneath the drive gear. You could also remove your filament runout sensor, but you know, really it's not needed. So if this is a pain in the arse to get up, I usually just stuff this little bugger under here and lift up. Just a tiny little bit, because if you go any farther it's going to flick off on you. And then just pull from the other side. See? Lifts up. Perfect. And by the way, if my voice keeps to seem like it's going in and out, it's because I'm literally sitting right behind the camera with my face against the view screen. So, yeah. That's what we're going to have to put up with for these first couple videos until I get better at what I'm doing. What you're going to need is 2 washers, and they have to be this diameter, no bigger, no smaller, 6.25mm on the outside, and 4mm exactly on the inside. For those who don't know what that is, I'm pretty sure that means, like, you know, 6 1/4 on the outside, and then the inside diameter where the screw would go would be 4, which I know because, you know, I know that. Remove this little screw, and this, and the washers, and what you do is take the nut off with your 2.5mm, set the nut down, take your washers. I use lock washers that have the split in it that are, you know, bent off each other, and I just crush these flat with a pair of pliers real quick. These measure exactly 1mm in thickness, so 2 of these would be essentially taking up 2mm of space between the bolt head, the back of the bolt head, and the nut face. Oh, here, I'll put that in the camera view so you can see it. What you're doing here, and I'll screw this down, okay? I'll take this and the spring and set it away for now. Here, let's put it on this paper so I know where it goes. And we'll talk a little bit about the issues that I found with this. First issue is, if you can see in there, let's see, let's get a flashlight. Where I'm talking about, let me try to do this with like, not enough, woo, not enough hands. Okay, well, down in here, on the very edge, down in here, on this very edge right here, it rubs on the back part, right underneath, damn, this lighting sucks, right underneath here, in the back, it rubs. On my other one, it took off a decent amount of plastic. Here, oh, I guess we're going to need this again to lift this up. Yeah, see? Yes, I notice this is broken. This is obviously a side effect of having to create a decent amount of tension on the filament for it to get, you know, extruding the way it needs to be. And that obviously just blew apart and couldn't handle it. So, G-Tech, this is a suggestion because they will be seeing this too. Fill this in with your arms. Like, see this open spot here? These arms need to be full. Like, this need to be solid. That won't happen, again, if that's solid. Other side, same thing. Got a nice big crack in it right there. Another thing I don't like about these arms, which really doesn't make a difference because there's, you know, nowhere for the screw to go, is it just pushes out. And no, that's not because that's broken back there. Because on my other one, this is perfectly fine, no breakage or nothing, and it just, same thing, it just pushes in and out. But once this is in here, there's no room for that thing to creep up and fall out, so really, that doesn't make no difference. But what I'm talking about by what it rubs is on the back side here. Right here, which you can barely see on the camera. Right here. There's a little section missing. Maybe 0.5 millimeter or so. Just enough to show you that it's rubbing on it. So, that's because, you know, this plastic gear and all plastic gears are never perfectly level or perfectly round. They're sometimes oblong or they, you know, dip up and down. I know that because I used to race RC cars and every plastic diff in existence was like that or had some form of tiny itty bitty defect like that. Yeah. So let's get back to assembly. I addressed my issues there. There's not much I can really do about it other than print myself a new arm. So we'll go back to this. Get your spring, bleh, and your bolt. Put it back in here, but make sure to hold it because if you don't, this thing is going to shoot off and hit you in the face. And don't be a dumbass and sit here and push on this without holding on to the spring because you're going to be wandering around your basement or house or workroom or wherever you do your 3D printing or 3D printing maintenance, and you'll be looking for that spring and that screw for hours. Believe me, I know because that happened with the first one. Believe me, it's not fun. Okay, so assembly goes back together as such. Okay, what's going to be tricky here? Okay, something will have to be tricky. Okay, for some reason that. There we go. Okay, no matter what you do, if you measure the distance between this part of the case here and here, this part of the case it goes like this and whoops up. I'm pretty sure that they should have took a couple millimeters off the top of this extruder gear just to let the washer sit down farther, because this piece of plastic goes like this and kind of dips up towards the edge because you can tell it's too thick right here where this sits. Either the washer gusset hole that holds onto the washer, what am I saying? The bearing is either not deep enough to let the bearing go up far enough, or it's just weird. Does it affect the use of the printer? I've never noticed. I don't have any problems. Never really had any problems with my printer other than the obvious one in the first video that was probably self-inflicted, trying to clean a seriously bad clog involving this A10m also. But because of the backflow discs that are in it, when that thing gets jammed, man, is it ever a chore to clean. I'll tell you right now, I would want to clean a garbage bag full of the MK8 style, or what you could call generic, I guess, that comes on like all the Ender style or Ender 3 style printers, Ender 2, the King Room KP3 that my brother owns that we'll be doing some reviews on shortly. That's Ryan, by the way. My Tron XY or Tronxy, whatever you want to pronounce that weirdo name, also has one of those style hot ends. So like they're really simple to clean. It's just pretty much straight through. This hot end that comes with this is like 2 into a block into 1 into a bunch of thin small little backflow discs. That makes it really complicated to clean. There's a way that I managed to do it using excessive amounts of heat and compressed air. Make sure you wear safety glasses and stuff. If I ever post that video and you cop it, make sure you're wearing safety glasses and protection that's, you know, cover any skin that you don't want burning hot plastic attached to, because believe me, it hurts. But thanks guys. Hopefully you know, anyone that has that under extrusion issue that can't get it fixed with no matter how much settings they mess with in Cura, believe me, mine was simple. Either turn this in or take this apart and add 2 of these washers. That's it, at 1 millimeter thickness. So 2 mils. You could even get 1 washer. That's the exact same diameter. That's 2 mil thick. It don't make any difference whatsoever. But now, it doesn't wobble, and it has a decent amount of tension on it. I would say about the exact same amount of tension as my brother's KP3, King Rune, or my Ender 3. So, I don't know. All I know is that simple little 2 2-cent washers fixed my under extrusion issue that I played with for a while. But hope this helps somebody, and if it does, subscribe, like, whatever. All it will do is help make me grow the channel and make me a better YouTube video maker, because, you know, I'm only 2 in and I'm not all that good yet. I'll admit it. Need to work on my lighting and camera views, but hey, you know what? It serves the purpose. You get what the objective is, I hope. Alright, enjoy guys. Thanks.